Alrighty then, and we are go. So this is got a new headset on today, so not sure how well it'll work. I'll be checking that out in post. But today, as I've stated in the title, going to be continuing on with the 00 quant full saber. And the way we will be doing this is getting onto some of the weapons. I believe we're on the backpack unit right now, so we'll be building that and possibly starting the shield today, dependent on how far we get, because started a little bit later than usual today. Alrighty then, here we are, backpack unit. So for this we are going to need G. Yeah, so currently just I and G. Of course, so there's going to be like the two I's and that whole thing going on. There's the two E's. There's the two F's. There's the two D's out of the way. Here's G. There's B out of the way. A. I1. C and I2, just in case. I'm pretty sure I2 is just spare parts at this point, but you never know. Alright, so first I'm going to be grabbing all the parts that are going to be needed. With that being G20, grey part down the bottom. Make sure it's properly nipped. What's it called? This headset has much better, like the earmuff bits of it are much stronger, and as such the noise cancellation is a lot better, but this ends up with it feeling a bit weird at times. Okay, I15 and 16, which are grey parts down the bottom. Yep, that's all good. So now, got to get this all facing the correct way. So we place I15 into I16 via having the peg on I15 plug into the larger side of I16. As you see, there is a hole there. This is one of the arms, and it connects with 21, which should be... Here it is, yep. It is a blue part in the center, right next to that circular bit in the center. This circle bit. Can't really... There you go, that circle's there. And it is what attaches into the shield in order to hold it, if I'm remembering correctly from when I built the regular 00 quant. Goes in like this. There's like a bit of a shape, slight shaped bit to it in order to like make sure it gets plugged in properly. As you can see, it's got that slight jut. It needs to be properly aligned like this, and then you can just swivel it around, and like now it won't come out. Then we connect it all facing like this into this little outcropped bit of G20 in order to make the arm, or the left arm that goes out to the shield. Next up we grab I120, which is this circular part down the bottom. Which is a main core part of this back piece. Make sure all the nubs are properly snipped away. There we go. Now plug this in facing the correct direction. This part is actually slightly differing from the original in that instead of just like just being a space where like the battery goes in and whatnot, it is now where the engine goes in and also has this part which the full Saber plugs onto. This sort of part, and then the rest of the full Saber and whatnot is what was sold in that runner with the magazine that I mentioned in the first stream for this whole thing. Okay, so it turns out this side is the one that goes onto the sword, which fits because there's that hole in the sword. I'd get it out, but it's stored away right now. I'll show it later. But it plugs on there. And so with this attached, we grab G16, which is this flat, this one here, this flat part here. You can see the general shape is the same, and so it attaches onto it. And it actually just attaches on. There's nothing else that needs to be slotted in by the looks of things. No, just goes straight on there. So that's nice and proper. It's got these 4 little prongs that attach into the back of the full Saber. And next up we get the part that's for the shield, which is G18. Don't know what that is. G18, which is just this arm bit which attaches into, or which is attached to the shield. G23 and 24, which are these two grey parts down the bottom. Now make sure that all the nubs are properly snipped. And then, there's one. And then properly apply it all. G24, this longer, smaller part, sticks into the flat side of G23. With G23 facing up, G24 has to have the part that juts out slightly off to pointing forwards. And then this all plugs into G18's thicker bottom part, with G18 pointing to the left. And then this is attached onto the main backpack part. There's that part of the shield done. Now, if I'm correct, yep, this is where we get to the fun part. Oh, seems I was wrong. The battery pack is still in the shield. Guess that makes sense since I will just be repeating those parts. Okay, so next up we need I1C and the larger sticker sheet. So get the larger sticker sheet, get I1, and this is this is C. So now we grab C18, which is this part here. I'm sorry, I'm terrible at showing this. See, there's one person in the chat. I do apologize. I'm bad at showing this stuff. C18 is just this engine part here. And as you can see, that little bit up the top is where a small sticker will be applied. So my favorite arch nemesis, with sarcasm fully intended. And after that, we grab C40. And oh wait, this is I1. So yeah, grab I126, which is the cone at the end of the engine. Yeah, that's all good. And then C40, which is a flat part which has a sticker applied in a certain way and then gets it all plugged together. Has this slightly outshot bit, and then over on this side so where the sticker's plugged in, and there you go, you can see the holes. You gotta line the sticker up with those or it messes it up. Okay, so first up, 18, no nubs. Grab sticker 11, which is a small green circle. It can be applied in any way, so it's not as bad as I was expecting. Yep. First try, we got that on there nice and proper. Follow that up with the slightly larger, more detailed, and with a correct way of applying it, C10, which makes me very nervous. Because I don't know very good ways to apply stickers. I really should like search this stuff up. Not perfect, but by using the nippers I can make the sticker slide down a bit more so it's in position. And now this part is applied. The plug bit that goes in has a slight jut upwards. Really, see if I can show it off better with the other hand so I'm not blocking the light. Yeah, you can see there's a slight like jutted up bit there that's pretty blurry. And there's a specific way that it plugs in over here. And then the cone has not only some parts jutting up, but two spaces in that middle circle that juts up a lot more, which plugs into where the sticker doesn't apply on this side. Not really sure why there's a sticker there. Oh, I guess because like this part pops off, and then you can like have the battery from the shield plug in to do that double battery thing. Because we know this cone is the generator bit on its own. So we plug it in, and then yes, that's nice and good. Now we grab the backpack unit and having it facing the correct direction by making sure that this little jutted up bit is poking up the way. Plug it in and twist to the right. Oh. No, that didn't help. Okay. No. It's meant to like rotate and then it slides into a place. Not really able to get it to rotate, that's fun. There's a specific part where it can kind of slot into, and when it does that it'll get nice and stuck in there. I just need to actually twist in there, because otherwise it ain't staying on. Maybe I can twist it the other way, because it can go either way. No. 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 Every time I think I got it. Sorry about this. Just gonna try to get that to fit in here, because like otherwise it's just gonna like fall out if I turn it. Like, there you go, you can see it falls out when I turn it a certain way. It's like that. It is meant to be in like this. So like, I do need to make sure it's on properly, or there will be issues. No particular step that I'm missing. Yep, that's definitely how it's meant to be applied. So try and check it from the other side. So then I'm getting like the amount that needs to be in incorrect. This is it the full way. It's meant to go in like this, it won't. So maybe if I slowly apply and turn. Okay. So it's meant to be turning here, but it's not, and I cannot figure out why. This is all properly applied. There's no nubs that need to be nipped off. That's not an issue anywhere, although there is one which I will nip off. It won't have been what was causing the issue. It should be plugging in properly, it's just not. Just wait. Oh. I thought I had it there for a second. Whenever I try to twist it, it twists, but then it's like, because it moves off of the area where it needs to go into. Oh no, the pirates. Not again. I'm doing quite well. I see that you're not doing well, seeing as you're up at 1 o'clock in the morning again. I'm just stuck with this part of building the 00 quant full Saber. I'll show it to you now, Risk. Alrighty, I'll lay off you then. As you can see, it's meant to, like, this bit plugs in and then twists. There, you see? It's meant to twist. Except I can't get it to twist properly, and due to this, the generator will not stay in properly. No, there's a proper way to twist it, and like I know what that is. It's not like fragile or anything, it's good and proper. It's just that it's stubborn and won't go into where it's meant to slot into. Because like when you twist it, it slots into a spot. There's a little jutted up part, as you can see, like just there, that little jutted up part there, and that slots into a bit. It's just not going in. It's definitely meant to go in there. No, because it's like specifying that that little jutted up part needs to be this way around. So I try to insert it upside down, it gets stuck. If I insert it this way around, it goes in. And so you take it from here. Twists, and it's not meant to be able to come out, but it still can for some reason. Because it's meant to be like, it says it's meant to twist to the right, but like there's a thing in the way of that one happening. Just gotta twist to the left. Wait, You know, it's definitely not meant to go that way. So, like... Well, it says it's meant to go that way, but it can't. Wait. There's no way that that's what it would be. Yep, figured out what the problem was. So essentially, because I'm keeping everything apart to apply the stickers first, I skipped 13.2, which has you putting the backpack unit onto the body. And the thing is, it doesn't plug into it doesn't like slot into the backpack unit. It goes through the backpack unit and then slots into the main body part. So that has to be applied when we're putting it together right at the end. So that's what the problem with that one was. So now we've got that done and can put this away. And now we get to one of my favorite parts in just like all of Gundam. The GN shield. This thing is so cool and I love it. And I have found a way to fuse it into like the back waist part of the Zabanya, which has its own bits, so that I can have the Zabanya part attached into the back of my custom Gunpla, and instead of having all these like shield bits, it's all the sword bits. Then I can have the GN Sword 5 on the waist of the Gundam by using the waist part of this onto a high grade, and then I can integrate all these parts into my own custom 00 like Gunpla, which uses parts from all different parts of the 00 line. Okay, for this we're going to need G, H, and A. So G, where is this? Yep, H and A, with H being the two green runners. Yeah, no, it is going to be years until I can build it. There's a few reasons for this, with the main one being that most of the parts aren't in production anymore. So there's a chance that some of the parts will come back in October of this year because of the Gundam metaverse and the amount of copium I am huffing for this to be true. Essentially, some things such as the 00 Sky Mobius and the HWS, which is an upgrade for the 00 Sky that like boosts his parts and all that really well, and can like have some parts attached onto other Gundams to boost their flight capabilities, or just add them in general for some Gundams that can't fly. Essentially, it was only released during Build Divers. Build Divers has ended a good while ago. And as such, the only way I am possibly getting the part is during the Gundam Metaverse release, where they're like reviving all the old stuff. If like for the 10th anniversary they revive all the old Build Diver stuff, or for the anime that they're releasing, they like revive the old Build Divers, builds like series. Yeah, the line is cancelled, but like they may bring it back, and if not, I'm sure like I can find somewhere selling it secondhand. It is like an augmented part, and it's not necessary. Need be, I can just use this. Like I only need the Sky Mobius for it, and the Sky Mobius is like still being sold in places. So worst case scenario, I don't get the HWS, but that's like, it's sad, but it's not too big a deal. I'll survive. But yeah. So like, it still works without it. But yeah, no, if it does come back, I'm going to be grabbing one for whenever I do actually build it. Because the thing is, I want to be able, when I'm building this thing, I want to know how to paint well, I want to be able to put on stickers well, and I want to be able to make custom gunpla well. So, like, I'm going to be accumulating the kits required over the years, and then putting it all together when it's ready. Like, once I've gotten everything, and I'm ready to build it. So I want this thing, yeah, sure. Yeah, just like, because these streams are meant for, like, me getting better over time so I can look back on it. And, like, see how I've gotten better. So, like, getting more tools and, like, when I start painting, I can get some advice from you. When I start doing all the different stuff, I can get some advice and just do some, like, research online. And then learn as I go and whatnot. Okay then, so first up we get H2 of H7, which is the green parts, and plug them into the two ends of G17. I am definitely looking forward to the Gundam metaverse, even if, like, it is bad. The idea was still really cool. So I do hope that it's good. Alrighty then. Sticker number 37, there are two of it, and it goes onto each of the sides. And is applied like so. One down, one to go. Not perfectly aligned, but that's one of the things that's going to be recorded over the years of me streaming while building Gundams. Now that's nice and aligned. So that's good. And that builds the little extra battery part that sits in the shield. From here we grab, where did I put G? Here's G. And we need to grab G15. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna, like, that's one of the things I'll learn, like, how to use markers. Because, like, with the painting, it's just that I want it to be, like, a consistent color scheme. Because the 00 Sky Mobius goes fully white. Meanwhile, like, all the other 00 Gundams are, like, this more blue color, though in different shades. And so I'll choose my favorite, get that, spray all the blue parts and the white parts or whatever, like that color, to get that nice 00 color scheme, and then finish it up with applying markers to add more detail. Then we grab A32 and 33, these two blue mirrored parts, which go on either side and hold that whole little thing together. Yeah, no, so I will be learning a lot from you, Risk, just like as you give me advice as we're going. And I do hope to learn a lot before I try building 00 Ultima, which is what I'm calling it, which is, it's a bit presumptuous, but it is meant to be the ultimate of the 00 line, as it integrates the best parts of many different 00 series. So it's got the 00 Sky Mobius's Trans AM Infinity, which lets it use its Trans AM form without limit, which a couple of others have, but just, like, you know, they're not part of the 00 line. Yeah, no, the 00, yeah, 00 Paradox, because we've got the, I'm thinking of integrating parts of the Exia, which is funny. Just like the feet or something. So you've got the Exia fusing with its great-great-great-grandchild, essentially. Get that nib nice and cut. Yeah, so it's gonna have, like, the full, GN shield bits and GN sword 5 of the 00 quant, the 00, the Trans AM Infinity of the Double O Sky and Sky Mobius with the weapons of the Double O Sky, but of course you can swap those out for the Mobius if you need to. Go from the beam, sniper, and buster sword to the 2 beam things which can upgrade the beam rifles. But one of the downsides of this build is it cannot hold beam rifles. It can hold one, but on the waist, and I'm not sure if that's the best place to have one. So there's a chance it just won't use any. So the cat ears of the... Okay, I need to Google that. There's a 00 quant with cat ears. Oh, right, the sheer quant. Yes. Oh, I forgot about this thing. From... What was it from? Appearances... What? Oh, Build Fighters Try Island. Oh, that's great. I love that. I am now contemplating getting the one with cat ears for the head. Because I was just going to go with the 00 Sky Mobius's head, because the thing about the 00 Sky Mobius's head is it has the beam magnums in it, and the beam magnums are really good. Or I could have cat ears. I've got to turn my computer's charge on. Give me a sec. Alright. Or I could have cat ears. Functionality or funny? My mind is at odds. If I can find the 00 Quant shear, that may be and if it has the shield bits and all that, that's the kit I'll get to get the parts. And then I'll just make the 00 Quant shear without those parts and use a soldering iron to add damage and use paints to add wear and tear and make a cool diorama. That's my plan. I want to use all the spare parts from the kits that I used to build the 00 Ultima in order to make some cool dioramas. Where it gets worse. I'm sorry, did you just insinuate that the cat ears were a bad thing? What is the command quant? I know very little about my favorite Gundams line, I must say. Because the wiki doesn't have these guys linked. Yo, what is this thing? Yo, I hate it. I hate it so much. What is this? It's a monstrosity. Why would you combine the 00 Quant and the command gun? It was an SD. Why would you fuse an SD and a... I'm not getting the command quant. I'm sorry, but they took away the swords, and the swords were this guy's whole thing. He has the quantum leap, he has the buster sword, the buster rifle, the ranged sword bits, all them surrounding him in order to deflect beam lasers and stuff, which is a really cool feature that I really love. That's one of the reasons why I really want this part. Okay, be finishing up soon, but we'll make just this part for now. So that's going to take both of the E's, and then we'll pack up for the night. So E12 and E20. E12 is this longer bit, which takes one of the sword bits, and 20 is a small part which allows it to plug into stuff. Yep, nips properly snipped. 20 slots into 12 in order to properly be attached in. It slots in. Oh, it connects into this little clip. There we go. There's one of them. And Risk, just for you, I'm going to teach you how to connect these parts to the the GN sword bits into the Sabanya. As I've mentioned, it attaches into the bottom waist part, which does mean that the 00 Sky Mobis won't be able to go into its full melee mode where it drops down its thrusters in order to throw hands. Comes with... Yeah, okay, so I'm going to be looking into getting the shear for this because, now I'm really fighting with myself because the beam magnums are such a good part and are integral to any good Gundam because of the fact that they can get rid of missiles, they can help with getting rid of thinner beam weaponries and whatnot, or just pushing the opponent back a little because they need to avoid the lasers. But at the same time, caddies would be funny though. Oh, nearly dropped my nippers there. Oh, I snipped off the wrong part of a dum-dum. Alright, so that's just gonna have to... I don't know where I'm gonna have to put that in the bag of completed parts and try to remember that it's there just in case. For when it does come up. Okay, so I'll just make the one of the parts that it uses because I found where it goes. Turn this way, it attaches like this, slide it down, there we go. Okay, now this part attaches to E19. Might as well just do both because I just want to get this bit done because it's cool. Make sure it's properly snipped. And then we grab D16. And this makes up another part which holds one of the sword bits. Yep, so this part has two little outcropped bits which, when put in properly, slide into place in D16 in order to make a part which shoots out and holds. Make sure the outcropped bit that is on the sides of E19 is facing downwards apparently. Get that nice and done. Then we apply E13 here. This is one of the parts finished. Next up we grab all the pieces we need for the other. That is 16 from D, 13 from E, and finally 19 from E. We attach it the same way because we just turn it round because it's the exact same piece twice. Just making sure that all the nubs are nipped. Yeah, this is the correct way. Plug it in. 13 goes over it to hold it all in place. And then essentially one of the sword bits attaches onto this part, and then like when it's not attached, this part can slide up. But the interesting thing, oh, okay, and the little outcropped bit is get your nail on to slide it back out. The interesting thing about this part though is that when it's attached like all in correctly and like attaches a certain way with like parts plugging into other parts and sliding around and all sorts of stuff to plug into these parts, which I will do now actually. So first you slide it up from below in order to get that height. And then you get E13, slide in from the back. And you've got this part connected and it can swivel around. Do the same for the other side. Plug it in, clip it in, swivel it around in the correct way. And this is the part you've been waiting for. So the Zabanya has this back part which has two thrusters on it, and then these two little arms coming out. These arms, in high grade, have these two like circle, like stub bits going out, these two pegs, that then hold a series of shields. Like a part that holds a series of shields. But that peg can instead be put into the hole on these parts, which normally attach into these two pegs here. And by doing this, we can have these parts which attach onto the back of the 00 Ultima, which a repainted part from the Zabanya, and attach all of the shield bits in order to have them become waist bits. Now you plug them on, making sure it's all facing the right direction. There we go, one down. Plug the other one nice and... oh. Gotta twist this bit around. There we go. And we just plug it onto this side. And yeah, so by doing that, we'll be able to apply all the shield bits to the 00 Ultima without needing to apply all the shield and whatnot. So that's how that all applies. So now we've got the base of that shield done, and that's where we'll be packing it up for the night. So we got all sorts of bits done today, and we'll be making some good progress next time on here. Because next up we do the shield, which is the simple part of the shield. It's just got some parts slapped on. Then we get the GN sword 1 done and start on the bits and the hands. Once we're done with that, yep, we attach that all together, and then it wants us to make the full saber, which we've already done. So once we're done with the shield, the bits, and the hands, it's on to the back sticker sheet, which will be a pain, but will be worth it when it's done with a lot of experience and will really make everything just look so much better. And then 00 Quant Full Saber will be finished. So Risk, I will see you next time. We get the opportunity to meet here. And for now I'll be signing you off, or signing off myself and then sending you off to bed, because sleep, please. I'm worried about you. I'll see you another time, Risk.